Hi everyone. Welcome to the Elevate Mindset. Hope you are well. Take care of yourself. Subscribe and like for motivational video. Most people believe that relationships end because two people simply fall out of love. But the truth is far deeper, far more unsettling. Relationships often die slowly, not from one big betrayal, but from the erosion of connection, curiosity, and effort. Esther Perel once said, "The quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life." Yet we live in a culture that romanticizes love but neglects the work it takes to sustain it. This contradiction is at the heart of why so many relationships crumble. It's not the lack of love that ends most relationships. It's a lack of understanding, of seeing the other not just as they are today, but as they are becoming tomorrow. From childhood, we are fed stories of perfect love, where one person fulfills every need. We grow up expecting our partner to be our best friend, our passionate lover, our trusted advisor, and our constant supporter, all in one. But that expectation is a weight no human can carry. This illusion sets us up for disappointment. When our partner fails to meet every role, we start to believe something is wrong with them, or with the relationship. Instead of adjusting our expectations, we start searching for something better. The truth is, love is not about perfection. It's about adaptation. But most of us never learn how to adapt because we were promised a fairy tale that doesn't exist. One of the paradoxes Esther Perel speaks about is how desire thrives on distance, yet relationships thrive on closeness. The very intimacy we crave often suffocates the mystery that keeps passion alive. Couples often confuse love with desire. Love wants closeness, comfort, and safety. Desire wants space, adventure, and surprise. Without understanding this duality, many relationships collapse under the weight of unmet expectations. Keeping passion alive requires more than just staying together. It requires reimagining each other again and again, refusing to let familiarity kill curiosity. Relationships don't end because people change. They end because people refuse to change together. Growth is inevitable. Who you were 5 years ago is not who you are today. The question is, can your relationship expand to hold the new versions of both of you? Far too often, partners cling to who the other used to be. They try to freeze time, expecting consistency in a world defined by transformation. When change comes, instead of embracing it, they resist it. But love that lasts is not about holding someone still. It's about growing alongside them, allowing space for evolution while staying connected at the core. It's rarely the big fights that end relationships. It's the small silences, the ignored needs, the absence of listening. It's the "I'll do it later" that never gets done. It's the phone that replaces conversation. The silent killers are not dramatic, they're invisible. And that's what makes them so dangerous. A relationship dies not when people scream at each other, but when they stop caring enough to try. Attention is the oxygen of love. Without it, the flame flickers out, not with a bang, but with a whisper. Today, we expect our partner to give us what an entire community once provided: safety, meaning, excitement, purpose. This expectation is crushing, and often it is impossible to fulfill. When one person tries to be our everything, they eventually become our nothing. The disappointment grows, and resentment takes root. The love that once felt light begins to feel like a burden. The truth is, relationships flourish not when they carry everything, but when they carry what matters most: connection, respect, and presence. Communication is not just about speaking, it's about revealing. Many couples talk endlessly but say nothing of substance. They discuss schedules, groceries, and responsibilities, but never their fears, dreams, or deepest desires. Without vulnerability, communication is shallow. And shallow conversations build shallow relationships. Esther Perel reminds us that intimacy is not about being close, it's about being seen. When partners stop showing each other who they truly are, the relationship becomes a performance instead of a partnership. Another reason relationships fail is that we expect another person to fix what we refuse to fix within ourselves. We look to them to heal our wounds, fill our emptiness, and complete us. But no one can complete you. You must complete yourself. When you neglect your own growth, your insecurities bleed into the relationship. You start blaming your partner for problems that were never theirs to solve. The strongest relationships are not between two halves searching for completion, but between two wholes choosing to grow together. Many people enter relationships with a belief that happiness is guaranteed. But happiness in love is not a constant, it's a practice. Just like health, it requires daily effort. Couples who last understand that love is not a feeling, it's a choice. A choice to show up even when it's hard. A choice to listen even when it's uncomfortable. A choice to forgive even when it's painful. Relationships fail when people expect happiness to be automatic, instead of treating it as something they must create every single day. Yes, 90% of relationships may not last, but that doesn't mean yours has to be one of them. The difference lies in awareness, effort, and courage. Lasting love requires honesty, not perfection. It requires curiosity, not certainty. It requires two people willing to keep choosing each other, not because they have to, but because they want to. If love is the most powerful force in the human experience, then sustaining it is the greatest art we can ever learn. And the question is, are you willing to learn?